have thought that they are the cause of it too.
Shit, I should have just fucking recorded that. I had to call my wife for like moral support. I told her, I texted her, I go, I can't do this. This is probably the 11th time I'm trying to do this intro. I don't know what's going on. I keep going off on tangents and trying to explain these huge concepts. You guys don't give a fuck. I'll give you a flyer and then you'll understand. Whew. And I can't do the D. McKelly's Barbershop and Emporium commercial because I've lost the note it was written on in my iPhone. I lost a couple calendar appointments too, and that only happens when you delete a mailbox from your mail app. So if you got your work, your school email, your Yahoo, Gmail, Outlook, all that bullshit, you take one of them out that's in that app, some of your shit's going to get erased because those are connected to certain mailboxes. So yeah, that's gone. Got to construct a new one. All right, moving on. Boom. Right now, I'm going to tell you before we get to the guest that March 30th is the second annual Artists Against Overdose charity art auction, benefit, fundraiser, good time for a good cause. I'm not even going to try to explain what the fuck's going on. AAOshow.com, okay? Or go to the AAO Show Instagram. Everything explained there. I think everybody from last year knows what it is. That's going on. We got 6 weeks out. You are a fucking artist. Send me your art. Tell your friends. Are they an artist? They want to help fucking, help with the fucking harm reduction bolstering in this area and, the help fight the opioid epidemic. Send me your art. I'm going to put it on the wall. I'm going to get this money, and we're going to do the same thing we did last year. All right, AAOshow.com. Go check it out, please, and I'll talk more about it in the weeks to come. All right, check it. Today's fourth. All right, I'm doing good. I'm in a line. Boom. Today's guest was brought to me by Talent Scout, podcasting Talent Scout, Jeff Deveraux of No Good Market. He brought me today's guest. The dude is out there. He's beating the streets. He's finding good content. Alex Williams, owner of Blue Earth Compost, with his partner Sam King. They are a residential, commercial, and event food waste collection service. What is that? Okay, it's like a dumpstering for compost. Instead of coming to get your garbage and taking it away, these dudes are coming to get your compost. They separate it correctly. They process it correctly. You get an account with them. They do commercial services. They'll pull up to the fucking Warped Tour. Boom. Take away all those hot dog buns. All right? It's composting. Like, if you don't know what composting is and there's really no downside to it. If you don't know the benefits of podcasting, composting, then you're a Neanderthal subhuman, and I need you to just fucking turn your car into the woods right now. No, I'm just kidding. If you were a Neanderthal subhuman, you wouldn't even know that I said that to you. So whatever. Oh, I almost got off on the tangent again. All right. Check it. Indiegogo. Go to Indiegogo.com. Find Blue Earth Compost. These gentlemen received a $150,000 a loan from the DECD to get a garbage truck. But it's made for compost. It's the Blue Earth Compost huge garbage truck, like the one that comes to your house every morning with the articulating arm that picks up the buckets, with the hook thing that picks up the dumpsters. They got that, and they're doing only compost with it. They're branching out. They bought the company in 2014. They only had like 20 accounts. It's February 2019. They have over 300. They're based in Hartford. They're moving out. You know what I mean? All around central Connecticut. They'll come pick up your podcast. Oh my God, they'll come pick up your compost and they'll do the processing, and it all goes back, to the people that donate it, and then they use it for, their services and whatever they do after that. These guys, I think it's a super worthwhile cause. Like, why not? Like, there's people out here that don't give a shit and they litter, and these dudes are doing something like that. I definitely think they need their accolades. They definitely need people to go to their Indiegogo. Like, if you guys want to throw some money at them, do it. They had it up for 6 days and made $11,000. That's pretty good. Help them keep going. Go to their Indiegogo, Blue Earth Compost. They also have an Instagram. It's blue_earth_compost. I'll never have one like that. No diss, guys, but I don't do the underscore thing. blueearthcompost.com, and they also have a Facebook page. Go check it out. Donate it if you want. These dudes are doing good work in the community. That's why I fuck with them. All right. Without further ado, my man Alex Williams, accompanied by Jeff Deveraux, Blue Earth Compost. Boop, boop.
I break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, I break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, I break bread, break
Yeah, you got to hold the mic first. Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? I have a couple gentlemen here today, and we're going to be talking about an important topic in our lifetime, and that's the environment. Yep, I said that. We're doing a show about the fucking environment, and you're going to like it, so fuck off. All right, today with me, I have Alex Williams of Blue Earth Compost.
Absolutely.
Blue Earth Compost. We are here being co-facilitated and consulted by No Good Market's own Jeff Deveraux. Say hi, Jeff.
Hi there.
And we're going to talk about this topic. Gentlemen, you're both from Hartford. You are. Where do you live?
I live in Hartford now, that's for sure.
You live in Hartford now. Where do you live?
Absolutely, yep. Right downtown.
Really? Mm-hmm. How long?
I've been in the city for about 3 years or so now. Mm-hmm. Grew up in West Hartford.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you have a stake in the area.
Absolutely, big time.
All right, cool. Let me, before I ask dumb questions, I want to see the way you're going to take it. Let me know about what Blue Earth Compost is.
For sure. We are...
Lay out that business plan for me real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. We are a residential, commercial, and event food scrap collection service. And basically what that means is we will collect your food scraps, and instead of them going to the incinerator to just be burned, we instead bring them to a facility to either have them turned into renewable energy or compost. Mm-hmm. We really strive to make the process as easy as possible and as accessible as possible to people in the area. So again, we can start getting more of this material out of the general waste stream and getting it used for something more positive.
So, like I was talking about before, like you pick up this compost, but you obviously have to do the job of separating the real trash, the recyclables, and then the stuff that's just landfill shit.
Absolutely.
What's that process like? And do you do that part?
Yeah, so actually that's mostly done by the customer.
Oh, okay. So they're like pre-sorting before you even pick up. Oh, so you don't got to go digging through someone's trash for the shit that you want.
We do, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
But for the most part, our customers, both residential and commercial, do a decent job of getting the trash and recyclables out of the stream.
Well, you got to figure if it's somebody that's using your service, they probably know how to do a fairly well job.
There you go.
It's not like telling your next door neighbor, do this, this, and that, and they're going to fuck it up. Okay, yeah. They're obviously like green-minded people already.
Yeah, they've already most likely been recycling their normal like metal, glass, plastic, paper, and that kind of stuff. So this is just a addition to that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So what's a day? All right. So what let's talk about a typical like day when you go to the customer's house. Like, what has to happen?
For sure. So right now we collect on, let me see, 2 days a week. We do a whole, like 2 full days of pickups right now. And on collection day, the customer simply puts their pail outside. I should say first that we give everybody a 4-gallon pail that comes lined with a compostable bag, and they fill that with all their food scraps. And when we come to collect it, they simply leave it in the designated spot. We pick up the full pail and replace it with a cleaned and relined one. So again, back to the, let's say, accessibility issue, we deal with all of the nastiness, the ick factor, as we like to call it, of cleaning the pail out and making sure it doesn't smell too bad and stuff like that. So the customer just has to worry about separating the stuff out properly and giving it back to us.
Do you have any customers that are like super fucking OCD, and when you get there, it's already basically like done for you?
Absolutely.
See, that's cool.
Yeah, we have a couple people who will like tie the bag inside and put a newspaper over the top to soak up the water and the other juices, if you will, that come off the stuff. So when we pick it up, all we got to do is dump it out and just put a new bag in there, and we're good to go.
Alex, honey, this one has the coffee grounds, and this one has no eggshells.
Exactly.
That's what I can see happening.
Exactly. No, those are our best customers. We'll take anybody who is willing to separate the stuff out, but yeah, if they go the extra mile, that's great.
It's been kind of a big thing. I remember, so when I was a child, I remember my grandfather always composting because he had a garden. And that was really the only people did. Like old Italian people, where when I was younger, were the only people I would see doing shit like that.
Absolutely.
And my mom would do it because he lived upstairs and it was right outside.
Yep.
So like...
Yep.
I just think, like, if everybody had a grandparent back then that did that and they made you do it and they passed it down, like, we probably wouldn't be as far into the whole fucking waste system as we are right now.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I can't tell you how many times I've heard anecdotes like that from present customers or just people who, like, find out what I do and they say the exact same thing. Like, my grandpa used to bury chicken bones in the backyard or something like that and then grow tomatoes out of that soil and whatnot. So
yeah, well, it's like, it's also another, it's not a fad, but it seems like it's come back in the last 10 years or so, you know.
There's no doubt. Yeah, there's it's certainly riding that green wave, if you will, at this stage of the game. Every environmentally focused kind of thing is really coming back into focus these days for sure. So
good. Like, and I like that, you know, like we I know a lot of people that would do it because they had a garden. Wait till we go outside.
Yeah.
It's snowing now, but like...
We saw it when
my
we
boy
came in.
next door, dude, he recycles all his own fucking rainwater off his roof, and he's got a big composting, and I throw my shit in there just because he'll get more bang for his buck. But yeah.
We saw it, yeah. We were very impressed even in the wintertime.
You can't even see through there in the summertime. It's like a jungle. It's very, very crazy.
That's cool. That's real cool.
But, so you have a partner... that couldn't be here today, Sam King. Tell us about like how it all popped off and how you got the idea to start a startup like that.
Yeah, so I come from a family that has always been real focused on environmental issues and recycling, wildlife, all that kind of stuff. So I actually studied the topic in college. I went to Fordham down in the Bronx and had gotten some experience doing composting work on a like a nonprofit community scale in Queens. So when I came back to Connecticut, this was like fall of 2013, I sought out opportunities in that same field and found Blue Earth Compost because of an article in The Current. And it was started by a woman named Susanna Castle. Reached out to her, started volunteering. She couldn't hire anybody at that time, obviously, but could use the help nonetheless. And one thing led to another, and I was able to purchase the company from her in April 2014. That was. So at that time, she only had about 22 residential customers, so it was real small. She was only doing it part-time. And from that point on, we've just been kind of flying while building the plane, if you will, trying to figure it out as we go.
That's awesome.
Obviously. We've added a commercial service, which we can definitely talk about a little bit more later. And Sam sort of came into the picture around like end of 2015, if I remember correctly. He had come down to Hartford to do other work in the environmental field for a company he was working for. Ended up getting laid off from that job. We had gotten to know each other, though. It's a small community, if you will, and no joke, we saw each other at the Pig's Eye one night playing pool, as we are wont to do, and he was like, I think I can help you out, and I just got laid off, so let's do this, and that's what happened, basically. Right at the beginning of 2016, hired him, and it was definitely a real good decision for sure.
I was going to say, doesn't that's such a good feeling.
Absolutely.
When you're like, I don't know if this next life change is going to really work out, and then boom,
absolutely
it did.
And yeah,
hold on to that one
for sure. Yeah, we've gone through quite a many ups and downs, but overall it's worked out.
Yeah, good people are the hardest thing to come by in business, so when you find them, you have to.
It's like a drummer.
You gotta keep them.
You gotta keep that beat. Yeah, for sure.
You'll never get another good one, like, and they're hard to come by.
You know what's hilarious is that Sam is definitely a drummer, and he drums like all over the city of Hartford.
Literally a drummer.
He drums
that's awesome.
He drums in like the Hot Several and couple other bands,
probably a half dozen Sam bands.
Literally,
I'd like to
always starting bands.
I'd like to look at and name all my friends that are drummers and just compare it to how actually reliable they are in their real life.
Yeah,
and just get a little fucking scatter plot chart going and see what happens.
This would actually be incredible because I think that they spend all their reliability while playing music.
Dude, but the thing is, every single drummer I know is forced to play in like at least 3 other bands.
Sure.
Because they're like, and they like are interchangeable with other bands and shit. Yeah.
It's like a luxury, so that they're a hot commodity for sure.
Imagine all drummers were like a certain
horoscope,
astrological sign.
Yeah,
We're gonna figure it out. All right. So, let's say, theoretically, people don't know what the fuck composting is about and blah, blah, blah. Let everybody know a quick little, guide to composting, your do's and do nots.
Sure.
Because I know that there's a lot.
Yeah, so
30-second version or like the 9-hour lecture.
There you go. The academic one.
Do your household, like somebody for their house, but then you could obviously get into like some crazy shit like there's can only be so much of this.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I'll try to keep it simple. Basically, when somebody is composting in their backyard, they are, let's say, constrained because you can't do meats, dairy, bones, shellfish, that kind of stuff, because 1, it won't break down in time, and 2, you're going to attract like some crazy critters and whatnot to your backyard.
So nothing that's going to go rancid.
Exactly.
Like, you can't put meats. Like,
exactly.
You can't put like oils from your fucking griddle. Like, you can't put that
exactly.
shit. But you can put.
You can do veggie scraps, coffee grounds, bread, pastas, that kind of stuff is good.
Is egg whites the no or the yes?
It depends on how much you put.
Shells.
Eggshells, again, you would have trouble breaking them down in a backyard pile because it simply doesn't get hot enough because it's not enough material.
I've definitely heard people tell me, I think that's the no. Don't put it in there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a large amount of compost, it's not going to do anything
Exactly.
to it.
Eggshells are very dense and hard to break down for sure. So that's kind of your biggest constraint. You can do your best, and many people obviously do have successful home compost piles, much like your neighbor, but again, I guess going back to the accessibility part of our service, we can collect everything, which is something that our customers really like. We have a ton of people who used to try to do it in their backyard, basement, doing worm composting, something like that, but the service that we offer, again, can accept anything from all that nasty stuff that I just talked about, meats and bones and shellfish, all the way down to your fruits and veggie scraps and the like.
What's up with like dairy, like yogurt?
Yeah, we can take that as well. Again, that's no good for your backyard pile. It starts to go rancid, as everybody knows.
Okay, so you guys would take that, but that's
absolutely.
Nothing you'd want someone to put in their pile.
No, in the backyard pile, you'd have a rough time. Again, it would start stinking pretty bad. Our saying is, if it grows, it goes.
Okay.
That's like the mantra, if you will.
And you don't want other shit like the meat and like the dairy shit in there because that's going to attract animals too.
Exactly, and honestly, it can be somewhat of a safety concern, because if you don't break that stuff down properly, it can release like diseases and
Yeah,
pathogens
totally,
and
yeah.
whatnot. And if you're
could
putting
go-
that back into your garden, you could potentially
or it
be
could go
eating that
rot,
stuff.
and then somebody's dog could come take a
time.
bite and fucking die.
Big time.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never thought about that.
Yeah, the whole neighborhood cat population just disappears. Absolutely.
All right, man. See, shit that people don't
Education.
know, man.
Education for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, like I said, we've had a lot of people come to us, and we still get emails and calls to this day of backyard composters who are like at their wits' end. They're tired of carrying a bucket 50 yards into their backyard in January, this kind of stuff. So we definitely try to service and cater to those people for sure.
They essentially have like the best trash can of all time. It like isn't full of nasty Band-Aids at the bottom every time you open it.
Q-tips.
And it puts, a good portion of your waste into like a important use.
Exactly.
And not only that, like it gets cleaned and returned, and then if you do want it, they will actually give you compost in return.
Yeah, I should have said that we return compost to our residential customers as well 3 times a year, so they get sort of value added to
cool.
to the collection service as well. They can use the product for their plants on the back end.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
One of the last no good markets I went to in the fall or the end of the summer when it was still nice, I remember there's a garbage can with like a little sign over it with 3 different waste options. Is that for you?
That's us for sure.
Cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been composting at No Good for like 3 seasons at this stage, maybe even 4.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to have these guys around, because when we started it, like it's like, well, we want to like run this event, we want a lot of people to come, and like that's going to generate like a lot of waste, right? All these food trucks have to go containers and all these things, and it's how do we make sure that we are like making sure that the landlords of the space aren't super pissed off because the space is a mess, but also like how do we do that in a way that is like sensible and responsible and things like that. And if Blue Earth Compost is around, like we have no other options but to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And
just all the
I get
trash.
pretty tired lugging furniture around all by myself.
For sure.
With lots of other volunteer help and other partners helping when they're around. But without them, it'd be, it becomes, unsustainable. So it's been amazing to have these guys around.
Yeah.
So when how did this all come about? What clicked in your head back before you went to college that made you want to like get involved in something like that?
Sure, absolutely.
Did your family compost?
We did not. No, like honestly, my dad used to have like a chip bag. The man loves potato chips.
State Line? I bet you he's a State Line fan. How old is he?
Nah, he's not from Connecticut, so he doesn't know it. Yeah, but he just loves Lay's.
Oh, all right.
Store bought.
Straight up Lay's.
Whatever the cheapest is.
Like back in the day in Connecticut, like this area, they had these ones called State Line. You could still find them somewhere, and that was like the. If I see a State Line bag, I get like nostalgia.
Absolutely.
Did you know that in the Midwest, the Midwest, like Oots out here, you know what holds down the Midwest?
No idea.
Grippos.
Grippos.
Yep.
No way.
No. We went. Yeah, like my brother lived in Cincinnati for a while. He went to the plant and everything. Fucking, we have I don't know who they are. We have no relation.
Yeah.
But we went out there for something with my brother a couple years ago, and in some of the, UDF, they're called, United Dairy Farmers. It's like the Dairy Mart or shit. They also make these like rolled gold, like long ass fucking like pretzel sticks.
Sure.
And they put a big ass heavy glass thing to put them in at the counter.
Yeah.
And etched in it, it's fucking this awesome fucking writing. It says Grippos.
Grippos.
And I'm with my mom. Like we're about to go do some event for my brother. She might have had a glass of wine or two. She's like, Benji, let's fucking take that. I go, shut the fuck. What? I was like, come on. I was like, I want to. You know what I mean?
Big pocketbook.
Dude, it was too big. I wouldn't even been able to put it under my shirt. But yeah, dude, fucking. So he likes potato chips.
He loves potato
Sounds
chips.
like guy I'd like.
There you go. He just literally eats them like he's going out of style. But he's in great shape. It's crazy weird. He's got like the best genes. But he used to just put all the scraps in there on the countertop. I always remember that bag there. It was always like fruit flies everywhere.
My dad would do
it.
the same shit, and it'd be fucking coffee grinds in it.
Exactly.
Some napkins and fucking other shit.
Yeah, banana peels, the whole 9. And he would just take it when it got full in the backyard and dig a little hole. He's not even a gardener. He just is such like a environmentalist, like I'm not gonna do the conventional thing, if you will, that he would just dig a hole in the backyard and put it in there. No real goal for it, but for it to just not go in the trash. So I kind of grew up with that whole mindset, if you will, and actually entered college thinking I was going to study like physics, but that petered out real fast, and settled on environmental policy and fell in love with the tangible aspect of composting when I was doing it. Like policy and law and that kind of stuff is extremely important for environmental causes and the movement, and I definitely don't knock that. But for me personally, making that impact every day and like seeing it literally in the form of us diverting the food scraps drew me in right away. So when I got hooked on that, it was just one thing led to another, and now we're here.
I have both of my cousins, they're brothers. They work in like the environmental, like wastewater, like testing, shit like that, and they love their jobs. Yeah, they've been doing it since they got out of school years ago. They both went to UConn, and they both basically, they don't do the same thing now, but one of them does like the wastewater and the water testing, and the other one works on like sites where people are building, and they have to like monitor the building construction area for like runoff and fucking chemicals and shit like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. That's awesome. Shit. Let me. What does a Blue Earth compost customer look like? Like, if you could like give us a description. They're not all the same, but like somebody with a like-minded wants to help, with the whole compost thing and being green. What are you expecting when you show up for that first meeting?
A lot of moms.
Yep.
Yes.
Totally.
Very much so. Yeah.
All moms, probably.
Yeah. There's no doubt.
95% moms.
Absolutely. We certainly have captured that environmentalist market for sure. People who care about that kind of stuff, we're just like that's the low-hanging fruit for us, basically. Not to discount them by any means.
You know why moms love it so much?
Why is that?
Because they want their fucking kids to have a better fucking environment.
That's the damn truth. There's no doubt.
Don't forget about the Band-Aids in the bottom of that trash can. I'm telling you, these green buckets are the best trash cans that you'll ever have.
It's no joke.
It's like fucking Uber for your trash can.
No joke. That is, yeah. People love that. Like, just for me personally, I probably throw out trash like at once every 3 weeks. I live with my girlfriend in the apartment, and just because we separate our food waste, it doesn't stink, doesn't get nasty and juicy all up in there. So there's a definite tangible benefit to your like home life, if you will.
Do you see people
comes along with this?
Do you see people kind of like getting lazy and falling off in like the winter months and then getting back hard into it when it's warm out?
Not really, to be honest with you. I mean, supermarkets are stocked year round no matter what, so we see everything all year long. Honestly, the fact that we can offer the service in the winter helps out a lot, because again, the backyard composter can't do anything in this weather. So, and
they got someone that will do it for them, so why not?
Exactly. We've got a couple customers who are like 6 months on, 6 months off. They do their own stuff in the summer and then come back to us in the winter, that kind of style. So yeah, we really don't see a lull, thankfully. But yeah, the basic, I'd say the overarching view of the Blue Earth customer is moms, definitely. We have definitely cornered a suburban market, if you will. We have a large customer base in West Hartford and those surrounding communities, but we do a decent job in Hartford for sure, especially the West End, and we're located, our space is up in the North End, and we're always trying to think of ways to become more engaged in the Hartford community in general, for sure. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
The three biggest towns are probably West Hartford, Hartford, and Middletown.
I would say so. Yeah. Exactly. And we got a pretty decent like overall customer base over the mountain, Avon, Simsbury, Farmington area. But those three that Jeff just mentioned are definitely the biggest.
Yeah. But then like the biggest real customer is like Wesleyan.
Yeah, the commercial stuff, if we want to get into that right now, is a whole different ball game, basically.
Yeah. I'd imagine.
Yeah. The residential side is a lot more numbers customer-wise, if you will, but in terms of volume, obviously, it pales in comparison. But yeah, as Jeff said, we've got a couple of good, let's say, recognizable names in our commercial service as well, from colleges like Wesleyan and Trinity, Southern Connecticut State. We do the whole Adams grocery store chain, which is an IGA chain all over the state.
Yep.
Help me out here. Who else? Some retirement communities in the area.
A number of coffee shops, restaurants,
Absolutely.
All those kind of things.
Yeah, it really runs the gamut. You'd be surprised. A lot of people, I feel like, don't think about all the
food
different
trucks.
places that produce food scraps, but basically everybody does.
That's crazy. You got to think like a place that didn't give a shit about composting their waste. Everything's just going to go thrown out.
Literally.
When a Wesleyan giving up the money to have it processed and separated is like
Huge.
that shows what they're about.
Huge.
Like, you know, like a big university, just get the fucking trash out of here.
Absolutely.
Another one being like, we need to do what's right with this, recycle and get this compost out. That's
it's-
cool. I would think that of Wesleyan anyways.
Absolutely.
But
That's
it's even a little more that almost does a disservice, and I'll let Alex speak for it. But one of the amazing things is that at some point they're actually competing with other waste haulers because those things are done by volume and weight, and if the place is able to divert it, essentially they're not necessarily paying more. They might even be paying less because they're just having multiple options.
Exactly. Yeah, there's an offsetting aspect to it for sure because the customer's paying to dispose of it right now, whether they're sending it to the right place or not. It's going to the incinerator. They're paying to send it there. It's going to us. They're paying to send it to us. So there is definitely an offsetting aspect to the pricing of it for sure.
Whereas a residential customer doesn't necessarily have a choice.
Yeah,
The town is deciding to do it.
Exactly.
It's their taxes paying for it.
True.
Some towns are different, but for the most part around here, I think that's the case.
Absolutely. Yeah, for the residential customer, it's much more a personal decision, if you will, that they make of their own volition. And the commercial side, that certainly plays a factor. Sustainability goals, corporate social responsibility, that kind of stuff. But there is also a monetary benefit potentially to them, for sure.
You got to figure like a year's worth of, you know, working with Wesleyan and like the amount that they're paying out to have the you know, the service done, and what you get in a year's time is probably no little fucking change.
No.
Yeah.
No,
So,
not by no means. Yeah, I mean, we collect, God, probably almost 2 tons from them a week.
a week.
A week, yeah.
All
At this
through the
stage.
year?
No, because they go off during like the summertime
Oh, okay.
and there's breaks and
Yep.
whatnot. So I'd say 9 months of the year.
Okay.
We'll call it 9 months. They do about maybe 3 to 4. Sorry. Yeah, about like 2 tons a week or so. I'd give that a good average. So yeah, you just keep repeating that, and the impact that's made is definitely large.
That's one of the things that stood out to me as we've been helping with this project is that I've always kind of been in awe of these guys because they have such an awesome business that does like a rare thing of being like a benefit corporation, a business as a social and like is a business, has a social mission and is a business. They actually deliver on that, and like they're sort of like waste management is like a institution of modern civilization, like it's a requirement, and they've like entered that space, which is kind of fucking wild.
Yeah.
But then
You've made your own little road in that.
There you go.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're not necessarily. I would never have honestly considered us like a startup, to be honest with you, because we've been providing a service and working our ass off ever since the day that we started the business.
Your business has just grown.
Exactly. Not that other startups don't do that by any means, but as Jeff said, we have a deliverable that we have to give to our customer in order to grow our business, and so we're slogging out there every day. My 2 drivers are on the road right now while I'm talking to you. So
I mean, the numbers are like exciting and staggering all at the same time. I mean, as of the end of 2018, I think they had diverted 4.4 million pounds of food scraps, which sounds like a fucking massive number, and it is. But then when you look at like the actual what that number is,
What it is on
a
the
state
ground.
level,
Yeah.
it's
enormous. It's over like 300,000 tons a year in Connecticut alone.
That's crazy.
So
That's fucking wild.
yeah, it's
a lot of room
ridiculous.
to grow, which is good.
Exactly.
Oh, that's like
There's a market.
The fucking sky's the limit. Like
Absolutely.
the bigger you can get it, the better.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, like, you got to get other people to jump on board. So like Wesleyan, like it's cool to like throw that into the face of other colleges. Like, oh, you guys don't.
Oh, I'm
even,
here to guilt trip people.
You guys don't
no
even.
doubt.
You guys don't even compost. My kids aren't fucking going there.
Absolutely.
And then they like even like that's just an example. Like
Yeah.
I would feel like I had to do my bit after that. Like this motherfuckers are composting.
Yeah.
Like I should too because like you know like it's going to get to a point where like, oh, it's going to be like the U.S. and the fucking what we had to sign to stay in the fucking the climate change thing. It's like everybody's going to be doing it, and that one outlier is going to be like, we got to fucking get into it, because if we don't, we're a dick.
Exactly.
You know, they're going to think we're just littering. You know what I mean?
My dad, to bring it back to him for a second, he will like constantly bring up this anecdotal story that I don't even know if it's true completely, but European countries in general are much better at this than we are. Composting, recycling, energy efficiency, the whole nine. They have a finite amount of space. The list goes on and on. They've done a lot better job. And he will talk about constantly how people are ostracized, for lack of a better word, if you don't put your stuff in a recycling bin, or you don't compost your food waste, that kind of stuff. And if that starts to happen in America, I think we'd be a lot better off, to be completely honest with you, because right now more people are interested in telling you to go fuck yourself and throw it in the trash can that they want to. We're here to try to change that mindset for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't grow up in Connecticut, but I assume it's roughly the same. And I remember there being times where like we were kind of taught how to recycle. And, like where I grew up, there would be paper recycling sort of separate from other recycling, and there'd be trash. And depending on where you are in the world, there's now like compost and trash and paper recycling and
batteries,
glass recycling and batteries,
all this shit.
Absolutely.
But like I feel like recently there's been like some communities I think went to like where everything was combined and they would sort it, and I feel like that kind of screwed up a lot of people because they like got lazy about it again.
Single stream for sure.
And then those single streams got mixed up, and maybe I'm wrong, but I sort of feel like some of those single streams are bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the details. It's always my assumption.
They work if you do them right. There's no doubt. But like you said, it gets contaminated as hell pretty easily for sure.
And I guarantee you, your run-of-the-mill citizen, West Hartford, is probably not separating out their recycling correctly.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just go throw the cereal box in there if the fucking plastic bag is still
inside of the box.
You can't go throwing everything in there when it's nasty. You got to clean it out. Like, if you're really correctly recycling, it's a little bit of a job.
It's a definite job. There's no doubt. And that's why... Yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible for our service and just try to change that mindset, because until people buy into that, they're not going to put in that extra effort to make that 5 minutes out of their day to clean that aluminum foil off or separate out their banana peels and stuff like that.
I just always remember the debate about whether or not you had to keep the milk cap on or off.
Yes.
I'm still not sure what the answer is.
I think off, because if there's any milk in there, like, it would probably get gross and blow up, you know, and they want the gases to come out, I would think.
I heard that the little cap gets stuck in the machinery all the time because it's so damn small, so keep the cap out of the recycling.
Oh, okay.
I think that's...
Even for sodas, too?
I think so,
Well, you recycle those to the machine anyways.
Yeah, if you want to bring them there for sure.
Yeah. That's funny. That's crazy. All right, so let's say today I wanted to use your service.
Absolutely.
I live in a duplex, an apartment on each side. Like me and Meg on one side, my neighbors on the other. We have 2 garbage cans and 2 recycle bins.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And this is the thing. So West Hartford only started picking up recycling weekly this last year. It was every other week.
Yes.
And I remember my fucking recycling overflowing. I'd be like, why didn't these motherfuckers do it once a week? And then it changed, and I was just like, what changed with the city? Like, what happened to make them make that move?
Yeah, they upgraded their service, I think, because of demands from the citizens, for sure, because the recycling bins were getting overflowed and people were having to get second bins, so they made it mandatory for Paynes to start coming and picking up the recycling every week.
Yeah, like, there's definitely weeks where... So I'll put them garbage, recycling. So they're staggered. So I come out and I fill those first ones up, and then if one of them gets like big, I start going into the other one. And it's very rare that I have to bring 2 out a week. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But some weeks we do, but like, we could definitely make it work if they took one set away.
I bet you they have to use the second set because it's a dual family.
Yeah, it's another family. Yeah,
exactly.
You ever see the little ones that are like thin?
Like the tiny little trash cans?
It's like the same thing, but like it's like small.
Yeah, that's what we use.
Okay, yeah.
For
I've
our
seen
commercial
those.
service, we use like really tiny trash cans. That are basically the same as the ones you have on the road, except they're miniature.
Okay. So, like, if I wanted to become a part of it and become a client, like, what do I do? And what would I have to do? What would we have to do? What would we have to do together to, like, start business? And what would I have to do on my part before you come and take stuff?
Absolutely.
First of all, you would search for Blue Earth Compost on Indiegogo. And you'd sign up for the service there because we're live for the next 32 days, I believe, as of time of recording, anyhow.
Okay.
And it goes till March 22nd.
22nd, exactly.
And you can sign up there because there's discounts.
Exactly.
Which is a rare thing.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Indiegogo, please. That would be the best way to sign up right now for sure. In general, you would just sign up for our service on our website. We get in touch with you with an info packet and a phone call just to see if you have any initial questions. We schedule a day to drop that pail off. Again, it comes lined with a compostable bag. And we also have like a little note card that you can fix to your fridge or wherever's easiest that tells you what can and cannot go in the pail. We come in, we pick it up every week. We offer a free 2-week trial, I should say, so you can test it out, see if you like the service, see if it's worthwhile for you. And then from there, you can either get picked up every other week or every week, depending on how much scraps you produce, basically.
Okay.
It's $20 for the every other week pickup and $30 for the weekly pickup. Again, those both include returned compost as well. And we literally just rinse and repeat that process over and over again. The service is not complicated by any means. It's not like we thought of something ingenious by any means. We just are willing to put in the work and
get these
do
guys
the right thing.
We're going to get these guys on Dirty Jobs one day.
No joke.
Yeah,
I would love to be on that show. And we qualify.
You'll be doing voiceover for Ford F-150 trucks in like 15 years. You'll be like the...
No joke. That would be a great gig.
Yeah.
That'd be
We
sick.
gotta get Ford to make some electric trucks first.
Absolutely.
So, right now, up until now, how were people finding out about you? Were you doing do you have a Facebook page? Were you doing like ads in the paper?
Absolutely. So to this stage, for lack of a better word, our marketing has been organic. It's been a ton of word of mouth. We have a real...
It's the best way to build it, though.
There you go. We have a real large amount of capital with our customer base. They really enjoy us and our service and what we do for the environment. So they've spread the word really well for us, for sure. We, again, have Facebook, Instagram, all the social media sites that we do our best to post on regularly, which we've been doing a much better job of over the last couple of days because of the Indiegogo campaign. But other than that, we've gotten a couple press articles written in smaller papers and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, it's just been organic growth from the customer base.
The time that we're at right now sort of presents a unique opportunity for these guys because they've been, like they said, sort of really growing something steady over time. They're running a small business, right? It's, startup and small business gets all conflated. Really, these dudes started a fucking business, and that's awesome, right?
Yeah.
And with this, have we even started talking? We haven't even started talking about the truck yet, have we?
No.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the truck, but essentially, this new truck that they're getting presents this awesome opportunity where they, I believe, doubled their capacity to haul.
Yep.
So.
Oh, wow.
Which is fucking huge, right?
Yep.
That's going to make a lot of stuff change.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what this means is that this campaign is essentially about getting this truck on the road and make sure that it's used to capacity, right? Filling it up. Presents an awesome opportunity for them to really go out and chase some press and chase some media so that they can get the word out in a much bigger way. So
exactly,
we're here doing that, and we've been chasing the media around all last week and for the next 4 weeks. So.
Absolutely.
Good. You have to.
Absolutely.
So, what is your Instagram handle for the Blue Earth Compost?
To be honest with you, I think that Jeff would be the man to answer that question. He has been intimately involved with the Instagram recently.
Alex is a wonderful person in person, but he doesn't exist online.
I really don't, to be completely honest with you.
At Blue_Earth_Compost.
Yes, sir.
Check them out on Instagram. They're pretty sweet there.
All right. Blue Earth Compost, only separated by underscores. And your Facebook page, probably just Blue Earth Compost.
Blue Earth Compost, Inc.
Okay.
There you go.
And do you have a website?
Yeah, that's www.blueearthcompost.com.
Cool.
Keeping it simple.
Easy.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. All right. So tell us about the truck.
For sure. So I guess just a little bit of background on the commercial service. We started that in April of 2015, almost a year to the day that I bought the business. We bought a small 16-foot box truck, started picking up from the public school system here in West Hartford, and from the Macaulay, which is a retirement home over on Steel Road. And, just took that dive, basically. And since that point in time, we have added a larger box truck, a 26-foot box truck, and now we're, let's say, stepping up into the big leagues at this stage and getting our first dump truck. This dump truck is specifically made for food scrap hauling. The things that differentiate it are it has an attached pressure washer, so we'll be able to clean the carts that we pick up from our commercial customers. It also is hermetically sealed, if you will, so it doesn't leak when you're driving down the road, which is definitely something you do not want to have happening with all that food in the back of it. And then it also has a dual arm on it, if you will, that can pick up both small trash cans, like we use for some customers, and small dumpsters as well. So it'll add a lot of flexibility to the service, and it'll also allow us to go after different kinds, mainly larger customers than we've had the capacity for at this stage. Like Jeff said, it's doubling our capacity from what we're at right now. It can haul about 8 tons per load. And again, it has that flexibility. So our hope is that we'll be doing multiple runs a day, picking up from all manner of people and whatnot. So this has been a long time coming. I feel like I've been telling people about getting this dump truck for like years now. But we finally have the ball rolling, and
It's but a few miles away.
it literally is in Middletown getting painted right now. And then it needs to be decaled, branded, and then it's on the road. So
Is this like a new vehicle or like
Yeah,
a refurbished? Like
it's a brand new vehicle. It's a Hino 338
Custom made.
2019, custom built by a company called Brown Industrial out of Botkins, Ohio. And it's the first of its kind in Connecticut. Yale has a similar truck that they bought from a different manufacturer a while back to do like in-house compost collection from the university. But from a commercial, private perspective, if you will, it's the first one in the state of Connecticut, and we're damn excited about that for sure.
So, here's the fucking question everybody wants to know. What's that running you?
Oh, so we were thankful enough through some great work by some advisors of ours, and I would say good work on our part as well, to secure a loan from the DECD, the Department of Economic and Community Development, for $133,000. That covered the cost of just straight up purchasing the cab chassis and the body of the truck, yeah, that's what it set us back. That's why we're running the Indiegogo campaign, because as I'm sure people can understand, there's a lot more to bringing the truck online, hitting the ground running than just purchasing it. So we're trying to raise some funds to help with that process for sure.
Yeah, insurance, CDL.
I can imagine what
license,
the insurance is.
drivers,
Dumpsters.
You got to paint the thing. You got to get the decals on the thing.
Yeah.
And then they got to fill the damn thing up. So that's what it's really all about.
There's no
getting
joke.
The customer bases in there and making sure that thing is delivering on its impact capacity.
You, right now, do you pick up from an existing dumpster, or are you going to make your own fitted for the truck?
So, we'll just buy them. Right now, we just buy our carts from a company called Cascade. And we're just going to buy dumpsters as well. And they come with, the 2 little slots on the sides of them that the forks go into. And you just pick them up off the ground and dump them right in the back. Clean them out, put them back down, and you're good to go.
You going to do, a theme? Will they be, Blue Earth?
Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to brand everything. That's another... to the marketing side of things, we are looking at this truck as a moving billboard, basically, because again, it's the first of its kind in the state. We've got some good colors. Now
the artist in me wants to know what the color scheme is.
There you go. We've got some
obviously blue.
Yeah, it's blue and green.
Nice.
It's oddly similar to the Hartford Whalers Yard Goats athletic colors.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it? Exactly. But we thought it went great because we're Blue Earth.
Amazing.
Blue is the name of the company, and the Earth has got green on it, so there we go.
Perfect.
But we got good brand. A lot of people know us, and we're looking to just make everything Blue Earth compost as much as possible so people recognize us.
Is there any other like rival composting companies in the area?
Yeah, so I mean, our biggest
On like a level that you guys are doing it?
for sure. So there's a guy down in New Haven, Domingo Medina. He runs Peels and Wheels, which is like a bike collection company. He rides around the city and he does his own composting too, in Fairhaven, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he does a real great job. But he just does like small commercial, like real small commercial and residential.
Okay.
At this stage, and then there's another company out of like the Danbury area called Curbside Compost.
I think I've heard of that.
Sure.
I might have seen a commercial. I think back, like on regular TV. Like
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they're focused on the Fairfield County area and whatnot. They do very similar stuff to us. But again, our main competition and the people that we are like fighting for or fighting with, if you will, to sort of change the mindset is definitely the conventional hauling companies, the big ones out there that collect all the garbage and waste, the trucks you see around all the time for sure. Yeah.
So, what do we want to like? What's the best? What are you doing for way of? I know the truck will serve as its own like moving billboard,
Absolutely.
but what is your not your business plan, but like what is your like 3-year plan? How are you seeing it going to grow, but what do you want it to be?
Sure.
Like obviously you're growing this company. Like what is
Yeah.
your end like vision?
Yeah, so I mean, to Jeff's point, our main goal is to fill this truck as quickly as humanly possible. That's what we've done every time that we've added a truck so far, the 2-box trucks. So our goal is to get this truck filled up every day, multiple runs a day as fast as possible, so we can get another one.
Keep
exactly.
busy.
Now that we have the blueprint for what kind of truck we want, the options we want, the ordering process, all that like unsexy stuff, if you will.
You know how to do it.
We know how to do it now, and the goal is just to get to a point where we can get more of them. So ideally, we would be purchasing more within this year. It takes a while for them to get built and delivered and whatnot, and over the next 3 to 5 years, just continue to add trucks to the fleet. A real goal of ours in the future would be to process our own material. That's how you, let's say, make real money, if you will, is not only by collecting it, but having control over what's done with it.
Yep.
So we're, let's say, exploring our options on that side of things as well. But,
So you give it to someone to have that done to it?
yeah, so right now we bring almost everything to a place called Quantum Biopower, which is an anaerobic digestion facility in Southington. Basically, what that means is they capture the biogas that comes off of the food scraps as they decompose, and they burn that through a generator to create electricity. So it's a renewable energy source, and then the product that comes out of the back end of that can also be composted. So it's sort of a dual benefit, if you will. So we bring almost everything there. They've been a phenomenal partner. We work closely with them and, again, bring the lion's share of our stuff to them. We would... If we had our druthers, we would very much like to be that processor if we can in the future, so that we don't have to pay somebody else to process that material. We can instead monetize the scraps
If you had your hand in every part of it and you don't have to rely on another company to do anything, that's probably another goal.
Absolutely.
Do everything in-house that you can, you know?
Exactly.
You obviously can't build a fucking truck yourself, but
Yeah.
you could do everything that you guys are able to
Exactly. Our overarching goal that we always keep in mind and say to ourselves is to become the biggest food scrap hauler in this state, and then as quickly as humanly possible.
Awesome.
That's what we're shooting for sure.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Like, you know, some people want a fucking platinum album to come out in the next 2 years, and you're trying to save the earth through composting. It really tells you where people's fucking priorities are at. And I like that. It's really good because today in 2019, people are going for different ways of being known and cutting their teeth into society, and that's a good that's like a good road you're going down.
Yeah, this is our road for
Do you ever want to fucking jump someone when you see them littering?
Oh man, I actually I've done
Just try to put the the waste in the wrong bin at No Good Market and see what Sam does to it.
It's no joke. We are like some people come up to us with the fear of God in their eyes because they've been watching us from afar, sorting stuff for other people. And, like, people aren't used to having you tell them what to do with their trash. Like, they just want to drop it and run as fast as possible. But we get very much up in their business and make them become very much a part of the process. And, yes, I hate littering.
The thing is,
Absolutely.
like, you don't see a lot of people doing it now because it's like a thing. It's like you don't want to get caught. Like there will be a lot of people that have something to say about you littering. Like, back, like, when I was a kid, like, high school, early 90s, shit like that. Like, I remember just, like, throwing my fucking ding-dong wrapper on the ground, and I don't know where the change went from, like, young, dumb child to someone that knew what would happen to that piece of trash if it wasn't in the trash. And then just, like, then growing up and knowing more about the environment and growing different shit. I couldn't imagine. I throw everything in my fucking backseat of my car, and then I get rid of it. Like, I can't remember I wouldn't, even if I smoked cigarettes, I don't even think I'd litter a cigarette butt.
A cigarette butt,
And when I
right?
see people do litter cigarette butts, I get fucking like, I want to get rowdy, dude. I want to get crazy. It's funny.
There's no joke.
Dude, I saw somebody the other day. I only bring this up because I saw somebody the other day at the light up at the top of the hill, open their door and dump out. I don't know if it was like an ashtray in like an old vehicle, but they dumped out like 4 fucking McDonald's beverage containers and mad fucking ashes and cigarette butts.
Oh, Lord.
And I was like, there was like, my car couldn't get to where they were. Like, if I could have pulled up or behind them or in front of them to stop them, I would have got out and like made a scene. But like, I couldn't make it around, I would have totally like, I would have called them out, and then everybody around, I'd be like, see this motherfucker? He's fucking littering. And you just make them feel bad. That's about as good as you're going to get.
Yeah,
But I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you're like 12 years old and I see you throw garbage on the ground. I'm going to open my window in my car and fucking call you a scumbag and take off.
It's so true. It's so true.
But kids
I'm
now,
glad that you do that because I'm generally too, like, weird to say something.
Oh, look at me!
Even though in the back of my mind I'm livid. No joke.
Oh, totally.
Livid.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, like, now children, I see kids, I never really see them littering because they've been taught the right way. You know what I mean? It's a big issue right now.
There's no joke. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're in the north end of Hartford, and this is actually something that I'm hoping to, let's say, mobilize the guys that work for me to help out with when the weather gets a little nicer and it's not snow all over the ground. We're really hoping to get out there in the neighborhood, and especially Main Street, which we're located on, and try to just do some regular litter cleanup and whatnot. Because, I mean, in areas like West Hartford and whatnot, you don't see it a lot, but it's a bad issue up in the area that the space is located in, and we definitely are hopefully trying to do at least a little bit of our part to clean that up for sure.
How far down Main Street is your facility?
We're way at the top, actually. We're like right near the Windsor border, where the highway crosses over.
Wilson?
Yes, literally. we're directly south of Wilson, like right near the Keeney Park Golf Course entrance and whatnot. So, but we drive up and down Main Street every day to do pickups and get to and from work and whatnot. So
you definitely bought food to eat from the ranch house.
Absolutely.
And have you ever been to Sisters?
Yes, indeed.
Like you already.
Sam is sorry, not Sam. Alex is a secret expert in rare bars in Hartford.
Rare establishments and like little things like
if it's that bar you've driven past for like 7 years and been like, what is that
But
place?
never
Been in.
I've been in there.
Sam knows the bartender. I keep calling him Sam. Alex knows the bartender.
We get confused all the time. We both have glasses and beards, and we're both about like that right under 6 feet tall that you want to say you're 6 feet, but you're not actually. And everybody mistakes us for one another for sure.
That's
even
funny.
my employees still.
Yeah, you won't know what Alex
Sam.
looks like because he has no social media, but he's that weird guy with a beer at the bar that you didn't want to go to.
There you go. There you go. That's a good
Cleveland
description.
Cafe, the Arrowhead Cafe.
Absolutely.
We won't give any of the real names out.
No.
You'll see me there though if you ever stop by.
So, all right. What do you tell me how? Well, we already got all your social media info, but like, if someone heard this podcast and they wanted to get involved? Like, what would be their first step?
Absolutely. I mean, again, as Jeff said before, please visit the Indiegogo page. That's where we're really trying to drive people to at this stage of the game.
And that's where people would donate.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a whole bunch of perks up there, discounted residential memberships, T-shirts, hats, bumper stickers. We'll let you sign our new truck for $10 if you want to give us $10 to put your signature on the side of the damn thing.
How big can the signature be?
It's got to be tiny. We're not.
Okay.
Yeah, we still need.
I couldn't get like a.
Depends how many people buy it.
That's very true. Actually, it does. We've got a space behind the ladder on the side.
That's
let's
awesome.
say marked off for those customer signatures and whatnot. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It is an Indiegogo campaign, so it is donation based. But the difference here is that this is a business that's been up and running for 5 years.
True.
Their service is in business. You know, their service works.
You're just
They
trying
know
to
the
get
issues.
to a different level.
We're out here trying
Exactly.
to get the word out and sell in in a higher capacity and get these boys scaled up, which is
Exactly.
really exciting. So most of the people are out here buying subscriptions on the Indiegogo campaign.
Okay.
It's very true.
Okay.
But if Indiegogo isn't your thing, shoot us an email, give me a call,
So is it
whatever.
Did somebody just go to Indiegogo.com and then search Blue?
Our website, I think, is the best place to get to it.
Yeah.
And then it has the Indiegogo link on your
Absolutely.
website. Okay.
Yeah, Google it or just go to blueearthcompost.com and you'll be easily redirected.
Exactly.
We've been out in the press. I hope you've seen us.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
absolutely.
I'm going to get fired.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. blueearthcompost.com.
Exactly.
Go there first, then go to the Indiegogo
Exactly.
tab and do what you got to do from there.
You got any questions, concerns, want to tell us that we're great? The contact information's all on the website for sure.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I've never worked with a partner who gets so many like glowing emails from customers.
I can imagine. Like
That's
I
true.
would. Yeah, I can imagine.
I've been blessed with a Blue Earth Compost team email for the last couple of weeks. I've
Yes.
been helping run the campaign,
Yeah.
and like just constant
Praise.
emails, just like love you guys. I'm so happy to contribute. And just like
No joke.
no one,
Dude,
not even my mom likes me this
Yeah,
much.
no
Sorry,
one's
Mom. I
doing
didn't say
that. No one's doing that for
I
anybody.
take that back.
Dude.
He's right though.
That's like. I
keeps
go
us
in,
going.
Dude, I go into work and I dread opening my email because I know that there's going to be a nightmare in there that's going to fucking come to fruition someday, sometime in that
Absolutely.
day. You know what I mean? And for you to
Absolutely.
be like getting barraged with beautiful emails, that's fucking.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
No, it
That's
definitely
awesome.
it keeps us going for sure.
Perfect trash can. Like I said, it doesn't get any better.
True. Absolutely the truth.
Very cool. You do so you have your company and you have like this, fund you're doing. What do? You doing anything in the way of like not advertisement, but like events or any sort of stuff? You're throwing your hat in the ring to like
Sure.
put your name out there other than your general promotion?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we have slowly been building the event side of the business. That's mainly Sam's bailiwick. He does the residential on the events. And again, we've been at No Good for a while. That's built up a lot of good contacts. We did the most events that we've ever done last event season, if you will. I think we did about 10 over the course of last spring, summer, fall, and we are already lined up for a bunch this time around. So a lot of people know us, I would say, at this stage, especially in the Hartford community. We're like the cool composters, for lack of a better term. You
I
know
would
what
hope
mean?
so.
A lot of people see our logo. I had a guy at
Crazy trash people.
yeah, exactly. I had a guy at Gems Sensors, which is a manufacturing facility in Plainville we just started composting for, in the shipping department. I walked by with my jacket and my hat on.
You're talking
and he-
about Joe Bonchio, aren't you?
Yes, I am. And he goes, Blue Earth Compost! And he starts freaking out, and he's in the shipping department. Normally, shipping department dudes are just, they
Yeah.
have no emotion.
Nothing.
They're very angry that you're
Robot.
talking to them. This guy was just jumping for joy. And
Joe's a fun guy.
that's
Joe's
the,
a wonderful person.
that's the kind of people that we run into pretty often, thankfully. Yeah.
So do you do a lot of restaurants?
So restaurants can be kind of a hard sell because they're real penny pinchers. There's no doubt. Let's not put it that way. They are run on very tight budgets for sure. So
It depends.
Rough
exactly.
margins a lot of times.
Yeah.
Exactly. We do a certain number of them for sure. We'd certainly like to get more resident or restaurant customers for sure. We service a ton of customers that have very similar setups to restaurants and back of house and whatnot. But yeah, I guess that's the overall of the restaurant scene.
Do you have a restaurant that uses your?
Yeah, for sure. We Perk on Main in Middletown has been a long-standing customer of ours from the time when they were in Durham and Guilford. Who else do we do? We do coffee shops have actually been like a better one for us. We do Story and Soil right here in Hartford. We do coffee spelled with a K in New Haven. They've been a really long-standing customer. We've got Olmo in New Haven as well, the new restaurant that opened in Cassius's old space.
You should ask Tisane.
We should, right?
Start grabbing their shit.
Local eights in general would be great to have.
Whole restaurant groups.
I was gonna
Exactly, like the Max Restaurant Group, something like that.
Well, the thing
this
is,
is what
like,
we're going after. This is why the truck is here. This is why we're doing the
wouldn't be
outreach,
worth it
this
to-
kind of stuff.
It wouldn't be worth it to piecemeal yourself. You
Exactly.
probably want to find somebody that like has 4 or 5 restaurants, just
Exactly.
so you could lock it all in.
Do
you
the
know,
good
and-
pricing, the whole
But
nine.
then that's the thing. Like you get one dude that's got like 5 restaurants, and everybody sees him doing it, and I'm doing this, it's composting. We're doing this. It's helping this, and sooner or later, all the other buddies are gonna be like, "Oh, you're still not composting, fucking loser."
That's the exact truth. I mean, that's really been like the trajectory of it in other customer segments that we've had. So again, that's why we're doing the outreach. That's why we got the truck, so we can start to get more of those kinds of customers signed up, and hopefully, like I said, guilt trip, for lack of a better word. We're really trying to force people to do the right thing if they're not willing to do it themselves.
I think there might even be people out there that are looking for a service like that
No
and
joke.
not knowing what to do.
That's very
A
true.
lot of people who know about these guys, and there's a ton of people. Like, this is Connecticut's biggest issue, right? Is that if you know about it, you know about it, and then everybody else has never heard of it.
Yeah,
Is it like it's like 100% or 0?
Yep. Yep.
it's actually very true.
It depends on the circles you run in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those circles just don't touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a Venn
We
diagram.
have no concentric circles in this
No.
community.
No. The crunchy granola West Hartford moms aren't cavorting with the restaurant group owners.
It's the absolute truth, but we'll get them. We'll slowly but steadily. We'll keep knocking
It's
them
just
down.
anything. It's one of those things where you just gotta not stop. Just
Yeah.
blast it in people's faces
Exactly.
all day. Whether
Exactly.
it's a website, social media, being seen doing it,
Yeah.
word of mouth. Like it's one of those things. And this is like a small enough. It's West Hartford.
Yeah.
It's a small enough community where like you would get a word of mouth thing going around.
Exactly.
So-
yeah, I mean, if being a business owner for the last 5 years or so has taught me anything, it's taught me persistence.
Oh yeah.
Most of the things that I've learned, honestly, owning this company have had nothing to do with composting in general. They've just had to do with running
Business
a
stuff,
business and
yeah.
how to do that properly. So I've definitely shed that like timidness, if you will. So persistence is the name of the game at this stage of the game, and we're beating down people's doors at this stage. There's no doubt.
You guys ever do any sort of like flyering or like any mailers to people's houses through the mail?
We sure have, yeah,
Cool.
absolutely, and we'll continue to do that as the marketing budget grows.
I would, yeah.
For
I was
sure.
gonna say, yeah.
For sure.
You're not
The social media outreach has been great. I mean, for the Indiegogo campaign, we're starting the most free trial customers this week that we ever have. So we're starting to see that traction, if you will.
Yeah.
awesome.
People seem to love it. I mean, like I said, there's been a ton of support already. We're 6 days in. As of like 6 days in, there's 80 backers and over 11K raised through it. So
In 6 days.
yeah, and the goal was 20 externally. Internally, we want to raise more, of course, but we're pretty excited, and we got to just keep the wheels turning and get the word out more.
And it'll stay up for 30 days.
Yeah, we have the campaign was running for like 39 total, and we got about 32 left at this stage.
And you got that in that many days.
Yeah, we got 11 grand in the first week, which far exceeded expectations on my part, for sure. I was pleasantly surprised, to say the least.
Should have seen this dude on the phone. He was killing him.
Oh, man, I was emailing and texting and just unabashedly asking people for their money. It was great.
But that's the kind of thing that, like, I wouldn't be mad someone doing to me.
Exactly.
Like, if you were like, hey, and you were real, like, you know when NPR does their pledge every year? I don't
You
get
mean every 3 months?
every I think it's like, they do it bi-yearly, right? Or do they do it
They do it
quarterly?
more often now. God bless them. Yeah, I love
It's one of those,
I love NPR.
but they're one of those things that I don't get mad about.
No, exactly.
Because you could hear that shit coming from another company, and you're like, I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
But you understand because you like it, you like the content, you believe in their little mission, so you don't mind. Like if you came up to me and were like, we're raising money for this, I'd give you my money, and I also wouldn't mind. You know what I mean? Because it's a good cause.
Absolutely.
But if it was just somebody like, fucking trying to fucking open up my car wash down the street, man, and need some money, like, I'm not gonna give you anything. You know? Like you actually have a good cause, so
Yeah.
you should be in people's faces.
Yeah, we are. The worst response I've gotten is like, we can't right now, but we love what you do and keep it up. And
Yeah.
I can deal with that for sure.
And that's
Great
why,
cause and fucking amazing service.
and it's
There you
actually exactly how they feel because they're bound by money. Like,
There you go.
I wish I could do this, but we just can't do it right
Yeah, they're
now.
literally speaking truthfully. They're not just like making
Yeah.
up an excuse and whatnot. You can just feel it through the email or the text message for sure.
If you have the means and you don't like I don't see anybody being like fuck composting or even like going that, like either you just can't afford it right now or you're in, like
Yeah.
I don't see you having any resistance from people like,
Yeah.
get that shit out of my community.
Well, you'd be surprised, but but for anyone who is out there who like, you know, if you know this is just not something that makes sense for you right now, you know, share the campaign.
Please.
Tell your friends about it. Post it on
Please.
Twitter.
The more eyes, the better.
Get into a Twitter conversation. I've never used Twitter so much in the last 2 weeks.
Jeff's been enjoying it.
And you just get the word out because that's the thing that'll help the most.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we've gotten, like Jeff was saying with the emails, we get fairly consistent affirmation of what we do and the service we provide, which certainly helps us, but that has been on steroids with this crowdfunding campaign. It's been a true like validation of all the work that we've done for sure. So it's been a internally positive experience as well as the money that we've raised.
Cool.
So,
We'll see how he feels in 32 days. But
absolutely. I'll probably be completely burned out.
Well, it's a cause that I would totally get behind. I am
sure.
getting behind, and you know, hopefully people will hear this
Big time.
episode and you know, check you guys out.
Big time.
You know, at least go to the website, help out. You know,
Yeah,
and
see, you have
tell
a-
a friend.
You got a ton of restaurant reviews and whatnot. I would definitely like them to call me for sure. So
Oh, dude, I'll make you a list of people that I think would
Big time.
benefit from your service because there's a lot.
big time. Yeah, we'd
But,
love to talk to them.
Yeah, man. Like, and that's like you're talking about the, you know, if you can only do this, you know, share. Like, it's like sharing somebody's status. You know, put it out there because, like you said, the more eyes on it, the more it's gonna grow.
No joke.
There's
Exactly.
probably a lot of restaurant owners who through their lease or whatever aren't in control of their trash, but maybe they can, you know, put the word out. But also a lot of those restaurants have huge followings, you know.
Exactly.
Totally.
Share the campaign.
Totally.
Yeah, I bet you our customers go to their restaurants and there would be a good cross promotion there for sure.
Excellent. Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen, we surpassed our time.
Wow.
Yeah, we're good.
Flew by.
Yeah. Hour and 4 minutes.
I was
love
intimidated
that.
when you said it was going to be an hour.
That was easy. That was
Dude,
easy.
sometimes I'll look down. I've never had one where it was grueling, where I wanted to stop, like, but there's definitely been ones where I look down and be like, yo, we've been talking for 2 fucking hours.
That's
and
great.
it didn't even feel like it. Yeah.
Right.
This is a good one.
It's a good way to waste time. There's no doubt.
Yeah. People
Absolutely.
being together.
I love it.
Community.
Indeed.
Well, thank you, Ben.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blue Earth Composting, Alex Williams. We have Jeff here as our consultant. He did a great job today. I need everybody to go to blueearthcompost.com right now if you would like to, you know, contribute, you know, do your thing. If you don't, there's probably something wrong with you. But if you don't because you don't have the money right now, we get it. But if you don't because you're like, I want this world to be filled with trash, like, then you're fucked.
Totally.
I don't know what I can do for you.
It's the kids that are fucked, really.
Yeah, their kids. You're fucking everybody's kids by fucking littering, and
Think
then they're
about
gonna have
them,
a
please.
fucking gross fucking environment.
Think about them.
And that's the thing, like you could have like a scumbag friend that didn't give a fuck about recycling or anything like that. They have a kid. 2 years goes by, that dude is totally different.
100%.
Because he knows
100%.
there's going to be a time when he's not there, and the child's going to be left back, growing up, and who the fuck knows what our temperature is going to be like by then, how fucking much waste and landfills are going to be open and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It changes your perspective, no
Totally.
doubt. Change your perspective before you have a kid. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, it shouldn't take a child
shouldn't
to
take
change your perspective on the fucking situation.
Exactly.
Well, gentlemen, I really like this time we had together. Everybody go follow them on Instagram. Fucking reach out, tell a friend, get that nice fucking garbage can in your backyard, and you'll be good.
Absolutely.
You want to say anything before we go?
Just thanks so much for having me on the podcast, me and Jeff, for sure, for showcasing the company. And definitely shout out to my employees who are working hard out there today.
It was my pleasure, my friend.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Jeff, Alex, thank you.
Society frowns and looks down on some things that people do, but they never give it a thought.